Jamie, it is a weird situation. We're talking a couple of days before a game, and yet by the time you play, you might be in a really good position and a really good route to safety, or it might be over. It's just been weird where you've been so reliant on what happens elsewhere.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think we kind of put ourselves in that situation. But like you say, all we can do now is focus on our game on the weekend. It's probably a good thing that we'll know beforehand. And if results do go our way, then we'll give our all to take it to the last day.
In many respects, it should be remembered how well you collectively have battled over the last few months to even still be in with a shout with a week or so to go.
Yeah, I think with this group, it's never been a lack of trying. We'll always give our all every game. I think ultimately, a few too many times we've been on the wrong side of fine margins, and it's a brutal league. It's got a lot harder this year with the teams coming up. So yeah, I think ultimately that's what it's come down to.
You played virtually every minute in the 2 seasons in the Championship. Do you feel that maybe right now you've got one of the strongest Oxford United teams that you've had, yet the league around you has been more relentless?
Yeah, I think, if you look at our 11 on paper compared to last season, you'd probably say overall it has improved. So, like I say, so has everyone else, and ultimately the game does come down to moments. You can talk about tactics, all of that, but if over and over again you get kicked when they get a chance they score, and we're not taking our chances, you make it tough yourself.
How impressed have you been by the togetherness, the group of players, but also those around the club as well, in what have been trying circumstances?
I've got to say, I think the fans have been amazing, especially the away fans. At Derby the other day, it was a massive game. We fell short on the day, but even after the game, they were fantastic. So I think they've been a credit, and you can still feel the togetherness around the club, and we've still got a chance, so we're going to keep fighting.
It is such a weird life being a footballer, where here we are on the brink of going into May, and so much of your existence is uncertain.
Yeah, that is the way it is. It's just frustrating more than anything, because I feel like we've got enough in the building, or we've had enough in the building to not be in the situation, but we are where we are, so we've really got to dig in now and put a performance on the weekend.
And for you personally, do you contemplate what the Championship might look like for you, League One for you? You're contracted for Oxford, and that's it?
Yeah, to be honest, I haven't thought about it. My full focus has been trying to stay in the league this season, so until that's not a thing, there's no point thinking about things that might happen in the summer. It's completely irrelevant. Just want to win games here. You
work so hard to get into the Championship, though. Yeah. If there's a chance of staying there, it's got to be one you're not going to give up, is it?
Like I say, it's not relevant. We've got a game at the weekend, so.
No, I meant by winning the matches if you can.
Yeah, absolutely. Ultimately, we've got 2 games. We get to 50 points, and we've got every chance.
The game against Sheffield Wednesday, it's a chance to do the double over a team with well documented issues, but they look to be a team that are fighting right to the end, with relegation happening confirmed weeks ago.
Yeah, it's one of them. I think they've only won one game this season, but if you look at, they've picked up results recently, and they make it difficult for teams. I think sometimes when you've got nothing to play for, it's easier to play with a bit of freedom. So we're expecting that from them. We're not expecting an easy game. There's no easy games in this league, so I think we know we need to attack the game more than we've ever done and try and pick up the result.
Okay, but the Kassam final game of the season at the Kassam Stadium, and the feature of being in the Championship there, you saw some matches in some difficult days in League One actually.
Yeah.
It's been like every week, it's been pretty good, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been brilliant. I think if you look back at the League One season, there's some games where it doesn't feel like a big game, but I feel like every game in the Championship at home is a massive game. You're playing against big clubs every week, so it's been brilliant to be a part of, and obviously we're desperate to keep that going.
Jamie, what's your mindset in terms of the situation at the moment? Even just last night, Oxford weren't even playing, but things were changing every minute. We're still waiting on a verdict on West Brom as well. Looking into going into 2 more games, but having all that floating around. How do you deal with that?
It's tough. You try not to put too much energy into thinking about that. Last night, I think everyone's still gutted about the night before, so that was more on my mind than anything. And obviously you look at results, they're not going your way, it's frustrating, but it's over a full season. You can't look at one result on one day. It's the work you do over a season that puts yourself in this situation. So yeah, try not to put too much energy into it.
Yeah, it's quite a young group to be in this situation. Do you feel like that's maybe helped? There's a few loan players as well who are maybe in this for the first time. Is that a bit more motivation for them to prove themselves in that scenario?
Yeah, I think we've had a great group of loan players this year who've made a good impact. But I also think we do have experience in the group. People who've been in this situation before. People who've been at the club for many years who are desperate to keep us in this league. So I think the group's been great.
Yeah, just looking at the past two results, they've been fairly similar performances in terms of struggling a little bit in the first half and then really going for it in the second. What do you think the reasoning behind that is?
It's hard to put your finger on it. I think it's been a bit of a problem all season, going behind in games. It's always hard when you go behind in the game to get yourself back in the game. It comes down to moments, and yeah, for whatever reason, it just hasn't been going our way.
Yeah, of course, I acknowledge how important it is to stay in this league, but how important is it to, hopefully things go Oxford's way at lunchtime on Saturday, but to stay in it on the final day?
Yeah, I mean, if we can take it to the last day, I think the whole mood, everything changes again. Everyone believes again. So, fingers crossed those results go our way on Saturday afternoon, and there'll be a buzz in the stadium. And if we get ahead in the game, I'm sure there'll be even the momentum will start to gather. So, yeah, taking it to the last day, I think anything can happen, and that's what we'll look to do.
Great. Thanks, Jamie.
Thanks, Jamie.
Brilliant.
Nice.